Um, I just want to starting these videos by saying what I've been always saying. Thank you, God. Thank you. Um, because I truly am thankful for the life I didn't live. Listen, one thing I understand in this program is the facilitated ability to partake in this. Doesn't take much. Don't need to be impressive. Matter of fact, you have to minimize yourself. Because in reality, as a participant in this program, what you end up becoming is just somebody who's supposed to gaslight, brainwash, and go through the textbook tactics to make somebody identify with things that clearly are things that are being forced onto him. And they use these common things. It's becoming so like I'm so numb to it because it's just too obvious. I got this, and I know it's them influencing me to do that, but I just got this chat GPT, right? And nowadays what you do is, thankfully, information is available for all of us. And if you ever have a question, which I'm asking questions that I know the answer to, because you clearly see a pattern of what they do. What they're doing is obvious, and it's clear that they're manipulating me in certain ways, then trying to make me identify with this manipulation. Now, what I have to start out by saying in every video, I'm saying that I'm a targeted individual. A targeted individual, a TI, is one of many who are test subject. The government is utilizing this technology that is capable of altering your brain in so many fashions, and it's using this technology to harm you. And the technology they're also applying onto me is a technology that can also harm my body. They're clearly doing that too. They're damaging my body, attacking specific organs, my bones, my muscles, my body as a whole, being destroyed slowly. But they also have technology that is attacking the mind, the brain. And the way they do that is by making somebody experience degrading experience. Now then there's like a support system of that. Because when you're being manipulated, then there's a ecosystem surrounding you. Those people, these participants, are the everyday citizen partaking this. Now what you start noticing that what they're doing is they're doing this old school textbook type of tormenting tactics. It is something old school brainwashing tactic. I should be specific here, and I'm having a bit of a struggle speaking because they're in my brain just fatiguing me, tormenting me, and it's non-stop. They do these degrading experiences, these manipulations, to clearly break me down. This is the technology these governmental entities are utilizing onto us target visual. A lot of us have been mentioning how they torture you. Then they have this ecosystem of perps who try to make you identify with these things and act like what they're just seeing here, what they experience, what they're seeing is just an organic experience that you are just naturally experiencing, and it's not them doing these manipulations of all sorts. You're gonna see an example. These perps want you to identify with this. These manipulations are commonly done to other target individuals. So thankfully, you become able to refer to others who say the same things. The manipulations are testified by others, saying that they are playing my brain in these degrading ways, making me perceive, experience, and have thought process of perversion nature. And it's not perversion in the sense of women or men. No, children. They do these things. They manipulate you in these degrading ways. Then these clowns around you go through this whole ecosystem of noise campaign that you hear. You hear them go through their patterns of things they say, repetitiveness, disorienting you, deflecting, and try to make you identify with this. They really want to intake this thing as if you're not being the manipulated target individual that you are, but they're just observing an organic experience that they just capture and reporting. So what they go through is they go through these bullet points of things: repetitions, gaslighting, deflections, warning of fear tortures, and they do like whipping noise and things like that in order for you to not be able to critically see things for what they are, as in you being manipulated, and this is a nasty experience that is being forced onto me to break me down, and to discern me and let them implant this persona they want you to subscribe to. They want you to think that this is a natural experience of what you experience naturally, and you're this pedophile, and they're the one protecting children, and they're the good people in this whole thing, capturing pedophiles, and they just capture me via this technology, when in truth is they're making you experience these things, then try to gaslight you to identify with this. Now clearly I say trying, and as I say trying, they try to change something's part of deflection. That's why the word trying was forced into me, but I'm going to stick with that. Trying in the sense that they're now successful, and it's clear that they are manipulating my brain. It's clear that what they're doing is just attacking me as a human being, attacking my brain, my thought process, my consciousness in degrading ways, then present themselves as these observers. It's so disgusting, because they want you to subscribe to this. They want you to feel guilty for how you are being manipulated, as if you're not being manipulated by the same clowns observing you. And so the gimmicks comes in all shape or form, but they are very textbook. So throughout the day, it was just asking the obviousness. I was like, okay, so if somebody wants to be subscriptive, force somebody to subscribe to this, what would they do? Is the repetition one of it? Like, yeah, repetition is obviously one of the tactics utilized to make somebody subscribe to a false narrative. Is fear tactic a tactic to use to? Yes, this is also the. Do people, when it comes in a group setting, do they start presenting themselves even though they know what they're part of is wrong, atrocious, and foul? What happens? Like, then the response are just obvious. They try to paint themselves as the protectors, the noble individual, when in reality they are the ones who are the threats. So painting themselves, reframing themselves as if they're the one just protecting children, avenging. This is just the reality, is the way they reframe, when in reality is they're doing that so you can start seeing them as that, so you can identify with this manipulation. Facades are utilized all the time for that. So apply with us, target individual. This is just one of the segments in the program. We are being manipulated. A lot of us, not all target individuals are being manipulated in the same fashion, but a lot of target individuals have called out that specific manipulation that is degrading, playing with your libido in degrading ways, making you have sexual arousals that are in degrading ways, and making you have thought process that are degrading, even manipulation that are very degrading. For example, after this video, you'll see a picture of a child who's like 6 years old with a grandfather or a father. This is a picture of a woman, I think, when she was a child, in the pizzeria the parents have. What they try to do, first of all, is, I don't even think it's possible, but they were trying to, and I say trying because I was able to stop that from happening. I was like looking away. They were trying to make my eyes look in the private part of the child. And so as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, they're trying to do that. And I was like, and this technology has the ability to control you to that level. As they were doing that, they were forcing me to get sexual stimulations, right? That's what this technology does. This is the things that you can do nothing about, because this is how you're being utilized as a test subject. The technology, it controls your brain in so many ways that's scary, but is utilized in a way that's degrading to you. So they altering your brain to break you down. So they try, for me, what I've done, I've noticed, is like they try to make me look at children in the sexual way I would look at women. So I'm not perfect. Have I looked at women in sexual ways? Of course. So they apply that onto children as young as even this baby. And then in my brain, they try to go into the mental battles that they've created. There's a lot of just stupidity and retardation and nonsensicalness utilized, part of brainwashing. So as soon as they do that, it's like, yeah, but I remember Billie Eilish. It's some stupidity. It's part of how they try to convince you as the target individual that you're not being manipulated, but they're just observing you, painting themselves, reframing themselves observers are assessing your brain without manipulating you, when the truth is manipulation is the key element in this program, especially for target individual dealing with the V2K and the synthetic telepathy. We get manipulations that are so degrading, and it's a way to just attack your brain. So for example, that little 6-7-year-old tried to make me look at the private parts, started stimulating me, and it was disgusting like that. And it became also a mental battle, because they almost wanted me to like confirm something, because what happened is she has a long t-shirt, so even that portion couldn't be seen. So, and I'm like, no, I'm not even gonna try to confirm it. Like it was like, it's okay, and it's disgusting. I don't even want, because they really want them for me to look, and so then they can really create something nasty. So I was like, nope, I'm not even gonna do that. I was looking from afar, like try to look at the whole picture together, but they were playing my eyesight to be able to just like zoom in, like really look into it. I was like, nah. And that's the way they manipulate the brain. They do that in ways that degrade, but that's part of the way they break you down. For me, when I make this video, it's to reinforce myself. I know the reality of things. I know the reality that what's happening is I'm being tormented in this fashion by this technology. They're attacking me in this fashion by forcing me to get either sexual arousal, which they did in this case, and also manipulation of some sort of that thought process or whatnot. Then these clowns are supposed to make me believe, yeah, we proved it. We proved it. Target individual, if you're watching my videos, please understand, everybody's aware of the ability of this technology, maybe even more than you. One thing is for sure, is I understand that these people enjoy these things, because what it does, it empowers some people, especially those who are the biggest losers over there. But on top of that, who would want to be involved in something where you can be involved in the technology that can alter human mind? The incentives for somebody to participate in this program are really, really high. Who would want to be involved in something where you become a god, meaning that you are able to alter somebody's brain, or at least not even that, be involved in that? It's clear that everybody's around me knows and are aware of this manipulation. Now, as a target individual, you gotta be strong. For me, I'm here. The participants become very childlike. It's really bad. It's just it gets like very childish. Like it's just so obvious. They just go through the scripts or things. For example, right now somebody saying you're really mad. This is just stupidity. It's part of brainwashing too. They just want to overwhelm you with information that's nonsensical, so you're not able to think critically. Which in this case is not even thinking critically. It's just like they just become just like children, right? But it's part of disorienting you, distracting you, and they really want you to identify with this. That clowns, which you'll see the videos of some of them. You've seen some of these people here. And so, for example, what you're gonna see is a child being held by the father, a young child, 7 years old max. They try to make me look at the private parts, then stimulate me, and then they try to trick me, which I didn't go for it. I was like, I guess I'll never know. They try to create a mental battle. It's like, yeah, no, but the t-shirt is covering everything there. So because they were making me imagine the private part, then they make me imagine some thoughts with child and this and that, in which the hawking that's happening here is because these thoughts are going back in my brain. That's supposed to gaslight me into identify like that this is not the manipulation, right? This noise campaign is done to be like, we just saw these thoughts, that is just not us doing that, which is what they do. You got to be dismissive of it, because they really want you to identify with that. And when you become dismissive of these things that they do to you, knowing that it's them doing that to you, they try to gaslight you, which is part of this. So they put a layer of gaslighting. If I'm saying layer, to talk about the layers of the extra manipulation they've done in my memories, on top of the things they've done in real time. But they add to it. So if you are dismissing and just like seeing it for the bullshit things that it is, that you manipulate me in this way, they try to gaslight you to break down the confidence of you knowing that you're being manipulated. It's part of these things that they do. Again, you gotta be strong. Then they have the clowns around that could spew, like, word salads. They should say things like, "Oh, it's part of your mind. It's part of this, and this, and that, and this." Shut up. Just manipulate my brain this way. And do not even get lost in this mental arguments with clowns. These people try to implant this irrationality into your brain. They are forcing you to have this thought process. They are forcing you to have these experiences, and they are forcing you to have these perceptions. In the way to break you down. Right now, they're trying to break me down and be like, "No, but this is part of your mind, and this is a part of the mind that you make me experience. This is part of what you're making me experience." One of the things they were making me imagine me as a child playing mom and dad, but applying that to me as an adult, me and woman, but apply this little child, and it's so nasty. And make me have these thoughts that they themselves create, and try to make me believe I should identify with this. Those thoughts will obviously not happen unless they're in my brain, making me have this brain, this thought process. Then they come up with terminology. It's the part of your brain that we're just exposing. No, it's part of you altering my brain. That can be just as strong. These clowns are supposed to make you identify with this, and they don't care how stupid it sounds. They don't care how obvious it is, that they're clearly trying to make me identify with what they do to people, to break them down, to attack their minds. Things like, it's part of your mind. So what do you need to be in my brain to make me experience that? Don't even have this retardation logicalness with these retards. Excuse my language. These people are truly trying to push any stupidity in your brain for you to identify with this. That they're exposing something that's there, but they have to be there to open it up and show it. This is stupidity. And then when you see how stupid it is, they start deflecting, brainwashing, overwhelm you in the stupidity. So you can be identified with the stupidity of logic. As I'm saying that, they're going to rewire my brain to something else. They are changing who you are, attacking your mind in these ways, and wanting you to identify with this. See then another example of what they've done to me. Okay. Okay.